It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Liteforex social trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Good morning. It's the 6th of August 2019. Piotr here, very early morning, so I'm not sure if I woke up already. Anyway, 6th of August, Piotr here, and we are going to cover Australian Central Bank rate decision, RBA rate decision within the next 8 minutes or so. We are going to check what's happened on Australian dollar versus American dollar, so AUDUSD, Aussie Kiwi, and EURUSD. Okay. In case of positive price action, we'll try to maybe take the advantage of the early hours of the day. Anyway, let's start with risk warning, guys. Please bear in mind trading effects on margin. Trading crypto on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all initial investment, so please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. All right. So, don't forget, within the next 1.5 hours, we are also going to cover pre-London Open live here, only on Liteforex Global YouTube channel. Very interesting things overall going on after huge risk off at the very beginning of the week. The Tokyo hours or Asian hours bringing some kind of the short covering. So a little bit risk on sentiment. But that's what we are going to discuss. Later on, right? During the next morning meeting, pre-London Open live market coverage. All right. Let's have a look where we are on the Australian dollar versus American dollar. Yesterday, what happened? It was the stop hunt related to the levels seen at the very beginning of 2019. So what we have here, so that's the move of early 2019, some kind of the rally, right, out of that. Now mid of 2019, retest of that levels. So now the 2019 low created at the very beginning of the low created at the very beginning of the year. That's the key level. Either we are going to bounce around here and continue to the downside, or we are going to close the day above, then to make some kind of the retest and eventually to try to rally off that levels. All of the things we seen around, like the US-China trade tensions, which brought us this negative sentiment to the market. Of course, it's not helping Australian dollar. So you know, there are still possibilities RBA will cut this year. So plenty of uncertainty around. Some blood on the street, as you can see here on the daily chart on Australian dollar versus US dollar. Some blood on the street over the course of the last 2 weeks or so. new low created for 2019, and right now early hours of the 6th of August brought us a retest of the weekly open, or if you wish, levels related to the yesterday open. So we can place the line. So that's gonna be our 67915, 67915. All right, so we have this important. So as you see, retest and rejection. One of the reason we see positive price action currently from the intraday perspective on Australian dollar, it might be good Kiwi data earlier today at the very beginning of the day. Job market very strong, so it might be that the neighbor data helping here. So when we are talking about the neighbor data, so let's have a look what we have on Aussie Kiwi, because we broke through another important level right after the data, right? That's the Aussie Kiwi, huge move to the downside. So we can adjust right now what we have here, right? So here we saw the stop count as well. And trying to recover currently. I've been looking to buy. Even we were some time ago, we were trying long side, and still think that while we are above parity, while we are above this 2019 low, at some point we might see higher levels here. So from the we are going to watch from the intraday perspective. So here, similar as on Australian USD, we are going to check it. Where is the weekly open? 104. So overall below here as well. And the latest one is EURUSD, but here we are going to discuss right after decision, right when we see some kind of the movement. So guys, good luck, and let's have a look what we are going to get here. Hi Mer, how are you doing? Early morning, it's so early. I'm trying to wake up. Well, it looks like one coffee is not enough for me. All right, guys, it's time. Whoa, 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 whoa. Spike to the upside. So, unchanged at 1%. Some more profit takings. So let's have a look, because we are breaking right now. We are breaking above the weekly open here. So let's switch to hourly. Let's have a look where we are. And that's the manipulation level, the level from where we went to the downside on the hourly chart, right? Everything is here. So we have to take out these levels, right? Because from here we created this lower low. So in case in case of continuation higher, we have to take out these levels. And the bears, very aggressive bears, are visible here, but I'm not aggressive bear. So no, I'm not gonna take the advantage of this level. From the higher time frame perspective, I'm interested either 68.50 or 69.50, the levels which previously were supposed to work as a demand and been broken. So that's eventually, because I truly believe that the bounce is possible here after such a huge sell-off. Not saying that we should catch falling knife, but I'm saying that from the bear's perspective, I'm waiting a little bit higher to have a possibility to try to short it. So let's have a look where we are on the Euro Aussie. We might see some kind of the profit taking, but I think we are supported around 63.50, right? So what we are trying to do right now, we are well above weekly open, but trying to create some, or preparing for a swing high, but because it's a daily chart, it's gonna take some time. From intraday perspective, I think it's worth to watch this 66 level right now. Aussie Kiwi. Especially that we have RBNZ tomorrow, right? I can't promise because it's gonna be like, for me, wake up around 2 a.m. or 2:30. At 4 we have at 4 a.m. CET we do have RBNZ tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover it live. But in case, you know, I will not be able to sleep well, I may try to cover it. Looks like on Aussie Kiwi we are trying to take the advantage because we are right now open and trying to continue above this level from where we hit new low, right? Post New Zealand job data, and that looks good as well. Where we are in terms of the weekly open. Yeah, we are approaching weekly open, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more short covering above 104. Especially that when we are talking about the RBNZ, the cut is expected, right? So we might see some kind of the follow through that we have the good job data, right? but we hit the new low, then some kind of the V formation here. No surprise from the no negative surprise from the RBA. So let's take some more profits from the shorts out Kiwi and push this price here even higher ahead of the RBA and Z tomorrow. That's how I see the things, and looks like as long as we are above this price action we've seen post New Zealand job data this very early morning, right? The strong move to the downside. As long as we are above, that could be the case here. But still fighting around the weekly open levels, trying to test them from the below, right after the breakdown. Of course, that's always challenge for the buyers to try to push through that levels. And especially, you know, not many things has changed since yesterday very low New York close, right? Simply on the indices, on Nasdaq we were very close to the limit down, so I'm not surprised that we are going to see over the course of the Asian hours some bounce. And especially what we have to understand, what we've seen yesterday on Nasdaq, for example, right? We've seen. I'm going to discuss this over the course of pre-London Open as well. But what we've seen yesterday, it was the huge range down to the downside candle, right? Okay. Early move was today was also to the downside. Right now we are trying to get back inside yesterday range. So for the next 2-3 days we might see attempt to retest either 50% or even top of that range, and trying to finish something like this on Thursday with, let's say, upper shadow. And that might be the signal for Friday, for example, right? So that's today, that's tomorrow, Wednesday, and that's Thursday, and Friday repeat to the downside. You've seen this type of the price action many times on your chart, so I'm not gonna be surprised if that's gonna be the case, but that's something we are going to discuss later during the pre-London Open live market coverage here on Liteforex Global YouTube channel. Looks like no more fireworks, at least for now. Mary, you mean EURUSD? If we are going to try to compare latest two moves to the downside on Aussie Kiwi, they are very, very similar. The difference is that after first sell-off, we've seen like 50% up to 62% recovery. With current move, we already recovered above sell-off level, right? But I'm not, just, you know, guys, it's where we are right now, okay, compared to the previous price action and to the overall some kind of the consolidation. So we are just testing bottom of the broken consolidation, right? So plenty of that's why I'm saying I'm not trying to force myself to try to catch falling knife, but of course I don't like from the bear's perspective as a seller, I don't like the current price action because of the V formation. So I'm watching carefully what's going to happen. If I can try to at least take the advantage a little bit of this shorts profit taking to try to join the party, I would like to sell especially Australian dollar versus US dollar, but I wouldn't say a bit higher, much higher, right? At least 60, 68.50. That's gonna be my first attempt somewhere around Thursday high. A few sentences from the RBA statement. So looks like the labor market we have to observe very closely. And it's going to take longer than expected for inflation to get back to 2%. So it's look like echoing ECB. So looks like top of the hour might be the key, or London Open. Friday during the Asian hours we are going to have a very early morning, right after the Tokyo Open. We are going to have the RBA Gov Love Speaks, and then 3:30 a.m. CET we are about to have a monetary policy statement, right? So more fireworks to come, especially with this RBA Gov Love Speaks, I would say. Sorry. So we've seen the stops to the downside, so it's time for stops to the upside. At least looks like. Even that way, if we want to create the channel, similar story, stops to the downside down. You know, we were discussing a few times that if you wanna see the at least temporary change of the direction, I'm not saying about the permanent, but at least temporary, right? Usually it happens after some kind of the smaller or bigger stop count, right? Well, we're trying from the bull's perspective. But there is a more action with Kiwi than with Greenback. But checking euro dollar and the huge rejection, right? So we might see at some point US dollar going a little bit stronger ahead of the continuation of the sell-off. But that's what we are going to talk about during the next morning meeting. I'm not sure, Mer, if I got your question. One question: do they manage market on the daily basis? Australian Central Bank? Or? I'm not sure if I got your question. Sorry. Mostly yes. You know, there are many different models, but overall, that's what I'm telling very often when we have the meetings on Friday, right? Especially when the Europe is gone and the only big guys in US living, it's very easy to be trapped, right? And what I'm saying very often is that some guys have to clear their books ahead of the weekend to try to get rid of the risk over the course of the weekend. But overall on the daily basis. All right, looks like no special fireworks. The bigger were during the early hours of the Asian session. So guys, let's make the break. I mean, we are about to finish this RBA meeting, but no worries. We are about to meet again within the next hour when we are going to cover pre-London Open Live, when we are going to discuss all the things happened yesterday. So yeah, it was for me challenge to wake up this morning, but it was a pleasure to be with you guys. So preparing for a longer break, right? So it's gonna be good coffee, and then again, of course, using the different link, we are going to cover pre-London Open live. So if you are already up, you are more than welcome to join me within next something around 1 hour. Guys, have a great morning, or have a great rest of the day, wherever you are, and see you within next hour. Goodbye.